Well, good morning. Welcome back to another presentation, which is a part of a presentation series that I have been giving during the corona pandemic. For those of you that are coming for the first time, my name is Gary LeFort. I'm president of Business and Government Services, a consultant firm in Hamden, Massachusetts. I'm also a retired associate professor from the American International College in Springfield, Massachusetts. Today we will cover the questions and answers to Geography Test 15, and I'll conclude my presentation with another test, which will be Geography Test 16, which likewise will include 10 questions. In developing these questions for the various tests, I don't try to focus on just one region of the world. I try to draw questions from the different regions that make up the world. If you look at this chart for a moment, I'll explain what those different regions are. First, you have the Americas, then you have the region of Europe, and then you have the Russian Federation. And the Russian Federation I consider a region because it is territorially is such a large country. Matter of fact, it's the largest country in the world. We go to the fourth region, which is Asia. The fifth region, which is sub-Saharan Africa, that part of Africa below the Sahara Desert, hence its name, sub-Saharan Africa. And the last region is the Middle East, which is the northern part of Africa and also Southwest Asia. And sometimes this is referred to as the Arab world. So now let's go into the questions and answers for Geography Test 15. Question 1. Nippon in Nihon refers to what Asian country? The answer is Japan. Question 2. What two main islands comprises the British Isles? The British Isles is where you find the United Kingdom and also the Republic of Ireland. It's off the coast of Western Europe. And these countries are comprised of two main islands. And the islands are the island of Great Britain, where you find England, Scotland, and Wales, and the island of Ireland, where you find the Republic of Ireland in the south and Northern Ireland in the north, which is part of the United Kingdom. Question 3. Name the capital of the following countries. The answer, the Cayman Islands, which is in the Caribbean, America. Its capital is Georgetown. You have Switzerland, which is in Europe. Its capital is Bern. Libya, which is in the northern part of Africa, part of the Middle East. Its capital is Tripoli. Laos is in Southeast Asia. Its capital is Vientiane. And then you have Bhutan, which is a country in the Himalaya mountain range of South Asia. Its capital is Thimphu. Question 4. In terms of global latitudes, name the 5 major circles starting at the North Pole and ending at the South Pole. The answer is the North Pole, you have the Arctic Circle, then the Tropic of Cancer, the Equator, the Tropic of Capricorn, and the Antarctic Circle. And I'll show you a photo at the end of the presentation that shows you a map of the world, not only in terms of latitude, but also longitude as well. And between latitude and longitude together, that's what gives you the location of sites around the world. Question 5, where is New Caledonia located? B, Pacific. It's a territory of what country? The answer, New Caledonia, a territory of France, is located in the Pacific Ocean about 750 miles east of Australia. Question 6. Islands in the Pacific Ocean are divided into what 3 island groups? The answer is Melanesia, Micronesia, and Polynesia. For example, Hawaii, part of the United States, is in Polynesia. Question 7. Name the country that lies partly in Europe and Asia. The answer is Turkey, which is a Middle Eastern country. Question 8. Name the 3 largest seaports in the world in descending order. The answer is Shanghai, Singapore, and Shenzhen. Now, I've been in each of these 3 ports in my travel. Probably the most fascinating one is Shenzhen. This is a Chinese seaport. Wasn't started by the Republic of China until around the 1995 timeframe. And when they started building it, they really wanted it to be the best seaport in China, which at that time ended up being Hong Kong. And because of the resources that the Communist government was willing to put into this city, it is now ranked third in the world, surpassing Hong Kong, which is right next door to it. Question 9, what is the highest mountain range in the continent of Africa? The answer is Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. It's at an altitude of 19,341 feet. Question 10, name the 5 most spoken languages in the world today. Which of these languages is considered the world's business language? And the answer is English comes in first, and then Chinese. And because generally when they talk about Chinese, they're talking about Mandarin Chinese. If you included Cantonese Chinese, which is spoken, for example, in Hong Kong, then it would probably come in first, beating out English. Third is Hindi. Fourth is Spanish. And at the end I have Arabic and French, because if you look at the numbers, Arabic and French are very, very close together. So I included both Arabic and French. The world's business language today is English. I think going into the 21st century, as more and more of the world does business with China, Chinese could very well become the world's business language. We'll just have to wait and see. But currently, it is English. That concludes the answers for Geography Test 15. Now let me give you the questions for Geography Test number 16. Again, 10 questions from the different regions of the world. Question 1. Name the country in sub-Saharan Africa that has 2 capitals. The traditional capital is at Lobamba, and the administrative capital is at Mbane. Question 2. Taiwan. The island state for the Republic of China, abbreviated the ROC, was formerly known by this island name. So what was the name before Taiwan? Question 3. The Antarctica, one of the 7 continents of the world, is governed by what international treaty signed on December 1st, 1959? Question 4. The city of Macau is an autonomous region of which country today? Until 1999, it was a territory under the control of Portugal. Question 5. Name the capital of the following countries: Grenada, Andorra. Grenada is in Latin America. Andorra is in Europe. Nigeria is on the continent of Africa. Malawi also is in Africa. Timor-Leste is in Southeast Asia. Question 6. In which country would you find the following historical cultural sites? Most of these are UNESCO sites. You have the Brandebourg Castle, the Uluru National Park, the Pantanal Park, which is in South America, Lashan, a giant Buddha, and in Hatra. So those are 3 international sites, UNESCO sites. And so the question is, in what countries are they located? Question 7. Zimbabwe was known by this country name until it gained its independence in 1980. Question 8. The magnetic North Pole is located in which country? Be specific as to where in that country. Question 9. Name the 3 largest mountain ranges in the United States in descending order. And question 10. Where is the island of New Guinea located? Be Pacific. Name the 2 countries that comprises the island. This concludes the questions for Geography Test 16. Again, 10 questions from different regions of the world. For those of you that would like to download the questions for this test and also previous tests as well, you can go to the eastlongmeadowweather.org website. On this site, you can not only download all the geography questions to date, all the answers that have been posted so far to these tests, and there's also the videos that have been shown are available at this website. Before I conclude my presentation today, I'd like to show you this photo. It's a photo of longitudes and latitudes. I mentioned earlier in the presentation in Geography Test 14 that in terms of latitudes, the major circles of the world is the Arctic Circle, the Tropic of Cancer, the Equator, the Tropic of Capricorn, and Antarctic Circle. To get geographical positions around the world, besides latitude, you also need longitudes. And longitudes are defined by the principal line, which is the prime meridian, which runs through Greenwich, United Kingdom. And together, longitude and latitudes will give you geographical positions of countries, historical sites around the world. You'll generally find that latitude defines the northern and southern hemisphere in terms of the equator. Everything above the equator is in the northern hemisphere. Everything below the equator is in the southern hemisphere. And when you talk about longitudes, the world is defined in terms of the prime meridian. Everything to the west of the prime meridian is considered the western hemisphere. Everything to the east of the prime meridian is considered the eastern hemisphere. When you talk about the world, people generally talk about it in terms of the western hemisphere, the eastern hemisphere, the northern hemisphere, and the southern hemisphere. And this is how it's defined in terms of latitude and longitude. Okay, this will conclude my presentation for today. I hope you found the last chart on longitude and latitude interesting. We will continue to have more tests in the foreseeable future. Next week we'll have Geography Test 17. At that time I will give you the answers to Geography 16. I'm hoping that you're finding this interesting. You're getting a broad-based understanding of the world that you live in. You're getting to know where countries around the world are, where some of the capitals are. And you're also developing your own personal bucket list of countries that you would like to, or tourist sites that you would like to see in the foreseeable future. Thank you very much for coming today. Be safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next week.